you have to stop putting your future self in so much debt, okay? Be it with whatever, be it with money, be it with your fitness journey, it could be with education. For me, education was a big part where I put my future self in debt, which was really bad because I graduated way too late. Or it went the same way for fitness. I've gotten really fat. I'm not even gonna lie, I was 130 kilograms. That's like 280 pounds or something of pure fat. I was fat as shit. I'm not even gonna hold you, but whatever, right? And you just have to stop relying on your future self so much. You have to act today. You have to focus on today. As I said in my last video, that if you act today, you will be fine in the future, right? But if you don't do anything today, if you focus on externals today, if you don't do anything for yourself today, you will eventually succumb to madness, succumb to anxiety, insecurity, depression, right? Because you're not doing anything for yourself. And you have to start living today as if, not as if it's your last, but you have to start today, living today as if you're building your foundation brick by brick, right? And this goes for many things. This goes for exercise, for example, because if you start today and if you just simply, if you walk 1,000 steps now, today, if you walk an extra 1,000 steps and add 100 steps each day after that, right? Your steps will slowly increase. After the 10th day, you're doing 2,000 steps extra, right? That goes for weight as well. Weight, you just do progressive overload, you're getting stronger. That's all it is, right? And it just accumulates to the point of where this was your minimum and now this is your maximum. Sorry, this was your maximum and now this is your minimum, right? And it will increase, and that's how it goes on, right? So stop putting your future self into debt. That also goes for relationships or emotions or whatever, right? Because I have a good friend, right? He has an addictive personality, I'd say. And it's like he'd rather feel relaxed, or he'd rather, how should I say this? He'd rather take things to not feel his emotions right now, but then when he feels them later, they're just so much stronger, right? That he calls me like, hey, I'm just not doing well, like I'm fucked up, whatever, right? Same goes for love as well. If you are stuck for too long in a relationship that just doesn't work for you, but you're like, yeah, I like the way things are right now, but those things aren't good for you. You know that the person isn't good for you, and you're still sticking around. You're just waiting for the inevitable crash that's gonna happen, right? And that will be the worst thing to happen to you. I can tell you a nice story about it, because it was me last year. I met this girl, and we were in a long distance relationship. Give me 1 second. Pretty much, watch out for just please watch out for red flags. Okay, one of the biggest red flags that I've come to realize is that, it was back when I had lost lots of weight, I went from those 130 kilograms I mentioned earlier, 280 pounds, to 104 kilograms. I dropped 25 pounds. That's like 60, I dropped 25 kilos. That's like 60 pounds, I hope. I don't know the conversion. Whatever, right? And for me, that was one of my biggest goals I've ever achieved, right? Because I was feeling super well, I was looking great, my hair was better, my beard was trimmed, groomed, everything. I was looking amazing. Now I've gotten a bit slouchy, but I kind of rock with this because of my current partner, whatever, right? And a big red flag is that they don't celebrate your achievements with you. Because I was like, oh my god, hey, I dropped so much weight, I'm looking insane, I'm looking amazing, I feel great, I feel handsome, whatever it may be, right? And they didn't give the slightest bit of reaction. They just did not give a fuck to say it short, And that's one thing you have to keep in mind. But anyway, even after I saw that, which is a big red flag in my book, and even after her giving mixed signals and everything, I still took time and money and put in the effort to visit her. We went on a date. The date was lovely. But after the first half an hour, it was like, yeah, she's just on her phone, and she was on her phone for the remainder of the time I was still there, right? Keep in mind, I went there to visit her, right? So, as a person who's always put my future self in debt, right? it's like that came back to my head because it was a bit of a, how should I say this? It was a bit of a weird year for me, 2024, because lots of things happened. I was about to fuck up in school again and whatever, right? And the thing that broke me was that what came to my mind is I'm always putting my future self in debt, right? Why am I doing this right now? Even though I knew all along that it's not good for me. And while we were on the date, she was on the phone for the second hour already, you know? I was just sitting there like this, elbow on the table, just looking at my food, and I was tearing up, because I was like, tearing up, not cheering up, okay? Because I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I throwing my emotions and my self just away for nothing, right? And that's what it always comes back to. That's the exact feeling of when you don't make the weight, when you don't get the grades, when you don't hit that career goal, when you don't have the money, right? I wasted my life for nothing. Now, I'm not saying I did, I'm not saying you did, but I'm just saying that's what it feels like. And I hope you don't relate, but I hope it makes sense in a way, right? And in a similar sense, stop putting your future self in debt. And the message I conveyed in last video as well, you will be fine, right? You will always be fine. Just keep that in mind, but stop putting your future self in debt. Act today, and you will be rich in the future. Not money-wise, but your person, your personality, your spirit, your soul, you will be rich, with full of light, positivity, and love. So keep that in mind. Remember that I love you. Take care. I hope whatever I'm yapping makes sense to the few people watching. I hope you guys fuck with the fit. Wait, let me. I'm not in my home country right now, but I got this shit on though. And I'm in the kitchen right now with a scuffed setup, but it's whatever. Nah, but anyways, take care. Love you. And remember, you will be fine. Stop putting your future self in debt and spread love. Because love will return to you, right? And it will always return to you. So instead of putting your future self in debt, how about paying forward into the future by spreading love? That love, all that love you give into the world, eventually it has to come back. It's like energy. Energy is never lost. It's just transmitted, right? It's just transformed into a different form of energy, right? It's the same way with love. It will all come back to you. Spread negativity, negativity will find you. Spread love, love will find you. Keep that in mind, you will be fine. Spread love. Don't put your future self in debt. Love you guys. Take care.